Well, it's no surprise that we are all living longer. In fact, one of the fastest growing segments of population is people over the age of 100. There are many wonderful benefits to living longer lives, but what effects does aging have on our ability to make good decisions with our money? Here to discuss this with us today is Howard Pressman, a certified financial planner with Egan, Berger and Weiner, LLC. Always great to see you, and we welcome you back to Let's Talk Live. Let's talk about this new study that shows the effects of aging and cognition. What did the study show?
So I don't think it's going to be really a surprise to anybody that our mental abilities, our cognition declines as we age. Again, right, no surprise. Many of us may have experienced this in our own families, with people that we know. So there have been a number of studies that really sought to really quantify this. Probably one of the longest running studies is called the Memory and Aging Project. It was started in Chicago in 1997, and what it did was it created a series of tests, and it subjected roughly about 575 people to these tests over time. They did these annual evaluations that included running the tests, and it also included clinical evaluations. And what the study showed was that there was about 66% of the folks who made it through this study showed significant declines in cognition over the time.
So what did the study find about the financial decisions that people make as we age?
So the study in 2010 began to add a piece on financial literacy. So I think it's important to, number one, recognize that when it comes to financial literacy, most Americans are already starting at a bit of a deficit. Unfortunately, we just don't know a lot about money and about how to make great decisions with our money. And a study by the American College really showed that 4 out of 5 Americans couldn't answer even the most basic questions on how to make their money last in retirement. So we're already starting from a bit of a deficit, right? So what this showed since 2010, when they began adding these specific questions about financial literacy, showed that there absolutely was a decline in a person's ability to make good financial decisions and to really understand basic financial concepts.
So why is this a bigger risk today than in past generations? So
that's a really good question. The reason is that in prior generations, right, my grandparents, people's parents, often had pensions. Right? So the burden of the good financial decision was really on the employer. All grandma and grandpa really had to do was go to the mailbox on the 1st and they got their check. Really didn't have to make a lot of decisions. Right. However, since the 80s, we've been shifting that responsibility more to the worker, right? So a person's ability to really enjoy their retirement, and in many cases their success or failure in retirement, is really going to come down to the decisions that they are making during their working time, but especially during their retirement.
Well, I always say you wouldn't trust like your neighbor to do heart surgery on you. Why are we trusting ourselves or someone we don't know? That's why you need a financial advisor to take care of your money, because we clearly don't know what to do with it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what was really, I think, really surprising about this study, however, was that they began adding questions that sought to assess a person's confidence in their ability to manage their own financial affairs. So while the study absolutely showed a significant decline in one's ability to manage their financial affairs, there was essentially zero decline in their confidence in their abilities to manage their affairs and their confidence in their financial knowledge. Wow. So there's a very, I think, dangerous paradox between those two, where our brain is fooling us into thinking we probably know a lot more about how to make these decisions than we really do.
Right. And we're probably in better shape than we actually are. Do people think that as well? They think that they are set for retirement and they're not?
Yeah, I actually often see that. In fact, I just had a meeting yesterday where the person came in, and I'd been introduced to this person through a seminar that we did, and he said about halfway through the seminar, suddenly I realized I'm not nearly as prepared as I thought I was. That things aren't probably going to be quite as rosy as he had thought. The good news is he's 5 years away from retirement, and I think there are plenty of things that we can do over these next 5 years to really get him in better shape.
Right. All right. I'm sure this has been eye-opening for a lot of people that have been watching. We've had the website up on the screen during the entire segment. That's obviously a way to get a hold of you guys. What else is the advice you have to somebody that's watching right now that wants to get some more information?
So our website is a great resource for more information. We have our Knowledge Center up there. It has a lot of pieces that we've written about a lot of financial concepts. There's some videos and so forth. Great resource for people.
Don't be afraid to ask, and don't be afraid to admit that you don't know maybe what you're doing in this situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't be embarrassed. I mean, I think that's probably the biggest point, right? We're not born with this innate knowledge on how to manage, and I don't know about you, but my paycheck didn't come with an owner's manual.
Nope.
So yeah,
I know how to spend it. I just don't know how to save it. Howard, great to see you. Thank you
You're
so
welcome,
much
kid.
for the great
Thank you so
information.
much.
All right, we're going to have more of Let's Talk Live right after the break, so stay with us.